So at the suggestion of a good mate of mine, thanks Kai, thought I'd do a quick diary on the latest project, the winter of 2021. Today is the Monday the 1st of November, and very recently decided to take the engine out of the Jag. Alas, I can't show you any of the actual engine removal because that was done over the weekend. Shout out to Mr. Julian Corrick, part of the Loddon Drive Tool Collective, who very kindly lent me his engine hoist, which was just the job. So here we have a fairly oil-drenched and rather grimy engine bay of a 1953 Jaguar XK120 drophead coupe. And to be honest, the engine bay and the overall cosmetic condition of the engine was what was letting the car down. The body was fully restored, the interior was fully done, but alas, the engine that was rebuilt probably only about 20,000 miles ago leaks oil like the Exxon Valdez. It's coming out excessively on these cam covers, this front left and this back right is pouring out of. Now those, probably in isolation, are obviously fixable, but the one that isn't is the one that is hidden by that flywheel, which is the dreaded crankshaft oil seal. And this, as people that know anything about these XK engines, is a scroll type rope seal, or a rope seal on a scroll, reverse scroll on the crankshaft, and they leak something awful. So the idea was to take the lump out, send it away. Whilst it's being worked on, I will then, put my attentions to cleaning up the engine bay. You'll see it's obviously black. That's because the car was originally black. Dad changed it to white back in '94, I think. So I'm going to put it back to white, obviously keeping the chassis black. Overall, it's quite a nice project. I could rebuild the engine. It's within my mechanical abilities to do it. However, given the costs involved, both of my time and the relative expertise out in the industry, and the fact that they are a bit specialist and they're full of quirks, I thought I'd give that to a proper specialist, and I can invest the time on the engine bay, which is actually gonna swallow up quite a lot of time if you go through it, thoroughly as I plan to do.
It's all in the planning.
One of the things I love about jobs like this is the amount of retail therapy it gives you. So I'm just prepping with our friends at Amazon and eBay the Jag engine bay restoration. So I have a new super duper double filtered mask because I'm planning to use 2-pack clear lacquer over the stuff that I'm going to prep and spray with my compressor. I'm going to use a product from Rust-Oleum for the white body panels, but also the black, and I'm planning to give this 2-pack aerosol a try. You bang that in the bottom with that doofer, and hey presto, 2-pack. But as we all know, 2-pack is incredibly bad for you, hence this. I didn't go to the expense and hassle of having a separate airline fed mask, A, because they're bloody expensive, and B, I'm not going to be doing that much. So then tape and these sanding blocks, these should give me a start on some of the paintwork prep. So quick inspection of said engine bay in a bit more detail and under some proper light. So when I'm looking at this now, you start to appreciate how much work there is in it. I'd like to drive the car again in my lifetime, so I don't want to do a complete and utter strip of this. So I want to do as much work as I can you know, kind of remedially by removing bits, painting and prepping round them, because I don't want to have to install all new brake lines, you know, strip all the brake lines out, strip all the wiring loom out. That would be, yeah, that was a massive undertaking. But as you can see, I mean, this is a big job, right? So several questions. This gaiter on the steering rack here is you know, it's manky. How do I replace that without having to, you know, tear the steering column out, which is an old worm and peg drive, just so as I can replace a £5 rubber boot. Similarly, I mean, stuff like all this this earth cabling, I'm sure it still does its job, right, in terms of conducting earth, but doesn't look very nice. I say all the body panels need to be white, not black, and it needs to be clean. So I think it's either a starting left to right or front to back. I don't. To be honest, I'm at a bit of a loss, and I'm sat here talking to you rather than actually getting on and doing the job. I think I've probably got to crack on and start, you know, cleaning bits. Is the reality. I did purchase a second-hand shot blasting cabinet for this job specifically, which I've installed under the garage so I can keep all the crap out. I've bought a 20 kilo bag of crushed walnut, so I've blasted a few bits, but I'll document and I'll take you through a few of the bits that I'm doing with that, because that's quite good fun. It's days like this when you really don't want to be doing these kind of jobs on your Todd, because that bloody thing weighs a friggin' ton. I managed to remove this airbox. As you can see, these studs are captive, and I suspect that the weld just here would lead us to believe that that one was captive once upon a time as well, and they're located up here. Those two holes are where the inlet or the outlet for that pipe goes through the inner wing to feed the carbs. I've now got to wrestle with the remainder of these. I've already had to cut most of them out, which is not great because the where you can see the clearance I'm working in, it's not superb. So I've stopped working. I suspect that anybody that works on their own car, particularly if it's a classic, will suffer those days where the car seemingly fights you at every single bloody angle. Witnessed this morning's job, so I thought, well, I'll just take this catch plate out, the bonnet's catch plate. No, can't do that for fear of dismembering the inner wings, which are welded into the wing, so I have to take this bumper support out, which involves stripping more stuff out of the side of the car. And this airbox. This airbox is actually too big to go through the hole in the inner wing. So it must have been, I think, welded in place, which is absolutely insane. So now just looking at taking this inner wing assembly, this panel out, which I'm hoping, for a change, for today, might be an easy job. I might have said this before. It's quite easy to fall out of love with your 1950s car when it takes you, probably best part of 8 hours to remove the airbox, the trunking, and one of the inner wings. That's almost an entire day. But as you can see now, we're making progress. So there's the inner wing just there, and that's the airbox on top of the steps there that feeds the carbs. Here's my DIY spray booth. Just going to put a couple of these bits into primer. Yes, I know it's only a flipping airbox, and it's only X primer, but for a 50 quid spray gun out off of Amazon and a DIY crime scene spray booth. I'm pretty happy with that. I think next time, I think I might remove the mountain bike though. So, probably enough for episode 1. My apologies if I bore the knockers off you. Attendance isn't mandated, you know. Come back at some point for episode 2, where there'll be some more stuff. Shot blasting, painting, nonsense.